number 62. I have got to look and see when we are having a test. 6th grade. Today we're doing equations with integers, integer review, and it looks like the test is going to be on Thursday. And then we will start, then we're going to, what's that?
I'm leaving tomorrow.
Are you going to be here tomorrow? Okay. All right. So you'll have to take the test when you come back. All right. So here we go. Is on these, this is substitution. We're just going to do a few of these. I think we've done something like it. And we're going to try to see if we can do it either above or below, so you don't need to use any paper. So A is worth 5. The B value is -4. The C value, it's on freeze. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. All right. So again, we're looking at this number 9. And again, it is 62. So we're going to substitute in these values. The B is a what?
Positive 5.
Is a positive 5. So let's squeeze it in here so I don't have to use paper, because we're not going to do any of the others. We don't have time. And then plus the -4 cubed plus the C. What's the value of C? Is a -2. Okay. So let's see what happens when we take 5 minus 4. Open up the hood. Get it off. What's 5? -4. Who knows what that is? Right in the parentheses.
1.
It's going to be a 1. And then what's 1 times 1 times 1?
1.
It's going to be 1. So we're going to put it right above, because again, I'm not going to have you do any of those others. So it's 1 plus -2. And what does that come to? -1. Good job. -1. Done with that one. And then this one, I just wanted you to get exposed to this. I think we've done some substitution before. -4, the D is 0. -4, the D is 0, minus A squared, which the A is a what? What's the A?
Positive 5.
It's a 5. Yeah, it's a positive 5. So what happens right here? What's 0 times anything? 0. Before I say anything, who thinks they know the final answer?
25.
What kind of 25? Normally it would be a positive. It was 5 times 5. That's 25. But because of that minus or negative in front of it, it is a -25. And then this one, let's do this mentally. What is that A squared? What's 5 squared? 5 times 5 is 25. So that's 25 plus B times C, which is a -4 times -2. What happens with a negative times a negative? It turns into a positive. So we'll put it above. 25 plus 8. That final answer is what? But why is it negative? I took these out of the book and it's showing negative, because this is a negative times a negative. It has to be a positive, because this ends up being a positive. This times this is a positive. That should be a positive 33. Done. Okay. Now I filled this one in for you. What is -2 times 0?
0.
What's -4 divided by 0? In fact, this is one that they call it undefined. I can have 0 divided by 4, but I cannot have 4 divided by 0. This one is undefined. 0 divided by 4 is 0. This is just, they call it undefined. And don't worry about that too much. It's impossible. You can't divide anything by 0. I've got 30 pieces of candy and I'm dividing it by 0 people. No, there's nothing there. There's no people. So I can't do that division. Anyway, we're going to look at just a few of these. We're going to do these mentally. It says put all of these in, but we're going to see if we can just do it without that. Who knows what number this would be, such that if I subtracted 5, I would get 0. Which one of these numbers, if I put it right here and I subtract 5, I'd get 0? 5. 5 minus 5 is going to be 0. That's our answer, is the 5. Okay. Who thinks they know what number plus 0 is going to give us 25? 25. That number has to be 25. And then on this one, who knows what I would have to do first before I even say anything? What do I have to do with these two negatives? Yeah, and you make both of them a positive. Okay. And so, oh, I don't think this answer's there. Because if I put in the negative 25, it would be 0. If I put in positive 25, it would be 50. If I put 0, it would be 25. If I put negative 5, it would be 20. Good job. If I put a positive 5, it would be 30. So there's none. Done with that. We're not going to do any of these because we're going to do plenty in just a moment. These we're just going to set up. Okay, we're not going to solve it because you're going to have plenty to solve in just a moment. Where's your pencil, Gabriel? Okay, so you're just sitting there. No. That's not how it works. You need to ask right away. You need something to write with. Do you have something, Anna, or I can help get him something? Here's a bit. Thanks. Awesome. Alrighty, here we go. So let's just write the equation. A number divided by 8 equals negative 20. And I'm just going to use n on everything. How would I write a number divided by 8?
A number on the top.
A number on the top. Do it as a fraction. A number divided by 8 equals, what are we going to put on the other side? Negative 20. Done. Yeah. Yes, I can. Thank you. Yeah, you'll have to come back and I'll have to give you the rest of the assignment because what we're going to end up doing is we're going to be doing these. Okay? And you're just going to do the opposite. We're going to do those in a second. So let's set up this one. 4 less than a number is 7. Where's the equal word?
Then
That's not the equal word.
is
The is equal to 7. So let's go ahead and put that equals negative 7. And then how do we write 4 less than a number? Is it negative 4 minus n or n minus the negative 4? Because why? Because of the then word. So that goes first. And it says less minus that negative 4. Okay. In fact, I kind of wrote them down here. Here's one of them. Here's that one. And again, we're not solving these. Then a number r increased by 15 equals negative 22. What's the equal word? Equals. That should be easy. So I found my equal, or it could have said is negative 22. Put that to the right. And then how are we going to write r increased by 15? Yeah, n plus 15 because there's no to, from, or then. So n plus 15. Done. Then the product. What does product mean? Multiplication. So product of a number d and negative 12 is equal to 60. The only thing when you see a coefficient or a number and a letter, that number always goes first when you're multiplying. So the product of negative 12 and d is equal to 60. Done. We are done with the front page. All right. So now let's go over to these two. So now you're going to be working equations with integers. We've done all kinds of equations without integers. And listen carefully, it's written right here. Show all work. This is not mental math. Even if you think you know the answer, if the work is not shown, no credit. So let's go down one column. So how do I get rid of multiplication? What is a division? So you're going to show me your division. And what are we dividing by?
8.
We're dividing by the 8. Crosses out. And x is equal to what? Negative what? Negative 9. Let's go straight down. Oh, I don't think I want to go straight down. I'll go across because there's a bunch of negatives here. So on this one, it's a multiplication. How do we get rid of that negative 5? And you divide through by not only the 5, if I just divide by the 5, that negative is still left. So you've got to divide through by the negative also. And negative divided by negative is a positive. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So x is equal to, who thinks they know the answer? A positive 8. Then on this one, now it's x divided by 3. How am I going to get rid of that 3? By doing the opposite. And you don't put the 3 under. You put it here and here. And then x is equal to, what's the final answer? What's the final answer, people? Negative 30. And then on this one, and we'll figure out.
Can I just mark that off?
You can just, yes, you can just mark them off. That's a good idea. And we'll find those in just a second. So this is a division. Now I will say, and I'll do it on this one, if you're down to one term where there's no adding or subtracting, I don't like that negative by my x. I can just change a sign as long as I do it on the other side. So I can change this to a positive as long as I change this to the opposite sign, which would end up being positive. And then how would I get rid of that 12? Am I going to, you're going to multiply because this is a division. So you're going to multiply by 12, multiply by 12. And then the rest is, that's mental math now. Now it's mental math, but you have to show the equality process. And so that is 5 times 12 is 60. So yes, you can just cross off those answers. So negative 9, 8 is negative 30. By the way, if you get a regular 30, but all you see down there is a negative 30, you need to stop and ask, I got a 30, I didn't get a negative 30. Help me out. So don't try to mess with the system. This is designed to help you figure out what errors might have been caused. So there we go, negative 30, and the 60 is right below there. Alrighty, then let's flip it to the other one. On this one is actually easier because there's no multiplication or division. This is integers, and for all the answers up here, they're down here. For the answers here, they're down here. So I think I'll help you with this one. The sum of a number and 9 is equal to negative 30. How can you write that equation? N plus 9 is equal to negative 30. And then we're going to do, make sure you get that down. And then I'm going to draw my line, property of equality. I want to get the n by itself. How can I get rid of the 9? Subtract. Negative 9, or I can say negative. Opposite of positive is negative. So n, and I'm running out of room there. N is equal to same sign sum. What is that going to be? 39. What kind of 39? Negative 39. Good job. Again, this one I would fill out the letters. That doesn't take a long time. So negative 39 is right here. Put the letter L. All right. Let's do this one. 12 less. Oh, this is a good one. 12 less than a number is 75. Well, I see that is equal to negative 75. But if you don't set this up right, your answer will come out wrong. How do you write 12 less than a number? Well, hold on a second. There you go. Because the then word, you have to put the number first. So it's the number and then 12 less than that. So that's very, because if I had minus 12 minus n, it's going to come out to be a totally different answer. So how are we going to get rid of the 12? People, how are we going to get rid? So add 12, add 12. So we'll finish it here. N is equal to, they're not the same sign. I'm not going to sum 63. And what kind of 63? And there's more negatives. Good job. And put the letter N. And then should we do these word problems, get them over and done with? All right. If Bob scored 54 points, how many points did Rob score? Okay. Rob plus Bob scored 88. Do you agree with that? Okay. Then it said, if Bob scored 54, well, where would I put that 54? Who is that? Bob. So put it under the, exchange the B for that 54. So these are all setting up equations. Then how can I get rid of the 54? Because I want to get subtract. And so therefore R is 34. And is there a 34 there? Yes. And you put the letter S. And then let's look at this last one. The temperature outside was negative 50. This temperature was, and I can say, if I can insert the word equal, Abena, make sure you're focused. This amount was equal to 102 less than the temperature on the ground. Wow. So can I put this temperature, negative 50, is equal to, how do I write, I'm going to use G for ground. How can I write 110 less than the temperature on the ground? Help me out. There's the then. What has to go first, the 110 or the ground? The ground. Minus 110. And then how do I get rid of, I want to solve for the ground temperature. How do I get rid of that negative 110? Put a positive 110, positive 110, running out of room. But we'll put it over here. The G is equal to, yeah, they're not the same sign. I'm not going to sum. I'm going to take the difference. And there's more positives. So the ground temperature was 60. I hope that's there. And put the letter Y. Okay, people. Now, the only other one that I'll talk about is this one here. What do you have to do to those signs first? So change it to positive, and then you're ready to go. Opposite of a positive is a negative 1. Again, once you do this, the rest is mental. T is equal to 44. Done. Okay. And that is H. Okay. So your job is nothing on the front, but your job is to do this page and this page. You guys can do it. Have a good time.